Welcome to this tutorial on the Hypermedia Director software, also called HMD, and how to create a slideshow with it. This presentation assumes that you know what is the preview panel, what is the browsing panel, and what is the editing panel. It also assumes that you know how to publish a project to a device, and you know that some templates documents are provided with HMD to help you start your work. The first step of the tutorial is to create a new project. Open My Project and create a new project with the correct aspect ratio. I'm gonna rename it to Slideshow, as this is the purpose of this tutorial. Gonna open it. It's composed of the index.svg, which is the master file, and the first step is to create a new collection to import the media file that we will need during the course of this tutorial. Open the media files. I'm gonna take my media files. I'm gonna take 3 images, okay, and a video file. Once my media have been imported into HMD, I can see the snapshot of them in HMD. I can also play directly the video to see it play correctly. The next step is to create the master document for Slideshow. I'm going to create a new document with the correct aspect ratio, and we're going to rename it to master. This document will include all the backgrounds and documents that are present in all the slides of a slideshow. To add a background, what we're gonna go to the list of my templates, go to the background, and add a background document. Let's choose this one and save. Now we're also gonna add to this master a little text at the bottom, which is the address of the SpinetiX website. I'm using the Control key to resize the text area, and I'm gonna edit directly and type the address of the website. I'm gonna change the alignment to be at the end so that it's aligned on the left, on the right, and I'm gonna check the properties to add a background of a constant color. I'm going to put some transparency in the background to have it semi-transparent, and save my work. The next things I want to add to my master document is a clock. I'm going to go to the list of clock, and I'm going to choose an analog clock and add it to my template. You can see that if I drag and drop it on the background, the magnet is red, meaning that the clock will replace the background. This is not what I want to do, so I can either press the Control button so that it's added as a new layers, or I can lock my background so that when I drag and drop, it's not recognized as editable anymore, and the clock will not replace it. And let's put the clock at the top. Pressing the Control key, make sure that the aspect ratio is preserved. I'm going to save my work. Now that I've finished working with my master, I can start working with my individual slides. I'm going to create a new document, which will be my first slide. And I call it slide 1. I put it directly in my master so that I can edit it in the area where it is. In my master document, I'm going to lock all the layers except the slide so that I'm sure that I don't modify the master document by mistake. To start editing my slide, I do a double click, and now I'm editing directly into the slide 1, but in the framework of the master document. The first thing we want to add is an image. Let's go to the media. Let's remove this explanation and add an image. I'm going to put the image at the bottom, and we're going to add a welcome text at the top. We can increase the size of the welcome text, and we can change its font to one of the predefined fonts coming together with HMD. Make it in the area bigger, and we're gonna also add, using the property, a background to the document I'm going to pick up the color of the sands and some opacity. That's semi-transparent. And I can save my work. Now this is the first slide. It's very static, nothing is moving. In a way to add motion, you can have effect to the slide. To do that, so go to the My Templates and go to the Effect folder. You have a list of input and output effect. Let's take input effect and let's have our text fly from the top. Let's also have our image coming in with a zoom in effect. Press the save button and I can see directly the effect. I can press the property button on my text so that I can see the effect and I can change the speed at which the effect is applied. For instance, now the effect will take 2 seconds to come, so it will be slower. I save my work. And now I go back to my main document. I'm going to create a second slide and rename it to slide 2. In order to edit it, I'm going to use it directly in the master document. So now I'm going to work in the master document. I've pressed the back button, making sure I have the root of my editing tree, and I replace my slide 1 by my slide 2. Double click in it, so now I start editing my slide 2. I don't need a background, so I delete my background. What I want this media to have is a video here and some text that explain that this is a video. Let's change the color of this text that it's easier to read in my background. You can see that after 1 minute, which is exactly the duration of the video disappears. This is normal because my video has been set up to play but not loop. I can press the property button of my video and I can check the repeat option if I want my video to loop forever. This is displayed by a small icon here. Now effect can also be applied to video, like I can do a wipe down to my video for the appearance, and I could do a wipe right for my text. Press the save button, so now I can see all my elements arriving one by one. The final step of my slideshow is now to create a playlist to have all my slides displayed one after the other. To do so, I go back to my main document and I create a new playlist document. I'll put the playlist instead of the slide. Double click to open it. Now I'm editing my playlist and I will tell it to display the slide 1 followed by the slide 2. Press the save button. Then I'm going to check for how long the slide 1 needs to be displayed. Let's say 10 seconds. And how long the slide 2 needs to be displayed. Let's say 15 seconds. And I press save. By default, a fade transition is done between the slides and the transition lasts for 1 second. I can modify the type of transitions and I can modify the durations of the transition. By default, my playlist is set to loop forever so that my 2 slides will be displayed in loop without stop. I can press save to have all the results of my work. In this example, the playlist or the slides are in front of the other layers. I could move the text.spinetiX.com so that regardless of the content of the slide, it's always in front, for instance. This is the end of the slideshow presentation. Thank you for your attention.